ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु स वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषये भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यरिमे गुरुः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो नमः। अथर्वऋषे नमः मण्डूकमहर्षे नमः गौडपादाचार्यद्गुरवे नमः गोविन्दपूज्यपाद सद्गुरवे नमः आद्यशङ्करद्गुरवे नमः अस्मत् गुरुभ्यो नमः। अथ अथर्ववेदान्तर्गतमाण्डूक्योपनिषद शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षवीर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवैतं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ चतुर्थलात शान्ति प्रकरणम्। Bhagavat Guru Kripa, this is that we are like that small ant wants to climb that huge wall. Is it not? We are also like an ant trying to climb this huge wall of studying and understanding Sri Mandukya Upanishad with Karikas and Bhashya. But that ant will one day succeed. You can see that. So too we will also succeed one day in thoroughly grasping every logic and every thought behind every logic. So for that we are always praying to entire Guru Parampara, Rishi Parampara, Shruti Mata. So they will definitely bless us. Now we have seen yesterday 78th mantra, 77 in fact. So 77th अनिमित्तस्य चित्तस्य यानुत्पत्तिः समाद्वया अजातस्यैव सर्वस्य चित्तदृश्यं हि यतः. So in the avatarika of this 77th mantra, hetu abhave chittam na utpadyate iti hi uktam. When the hetu goes away, there is no utpatti of the chitta, therefore spandana of the chitta is not there, then the abhasa will not be there. Which are the hetus? Uttama, Dhamma, Madhyama, Dharmas are the hetus. That those three are the dharma hetu. When we do, we as a jiva travel into these three worlds of Swarga, Bhuloka, Pashupakshyadi or Naraka. These are the worlds of coming and going. This is one zone, one plane. Transcending them, these things are not there. It's a sublime experience of the truth. Some are on the way, some have reached. So when these three dharmas, which are the hetus, are removed, chitta is not there, is said. Then sa punaha anutpatti chitta se kidush. When those three hetus are removed, the anutpatti, the unbornness of chitta, how that experience looks like. Means the unbornness of chitta is equal to experience of self only, atma only. But that cannot be spoken in words, defined in words, no? Therefore, he is not trying to speak or define in words. But what is said is about that only. Like in the traditional Indian system, not now. Husband's name should not be taken by the wife. So she will go on saying, whoa, 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 whoa. She never takes his name, but she talks only about him only. Because he should not be called names. So to a Shishya should not take the name of Guru. गुरु का नाम नहीं है, गुरुदेव बस, गुरु गुरु गुरुदेव, नाम नहीं लेना शिष्य को गुरु का. आगे ले सकते हैं, यू कांट टेल, ओनली गुरु भगवान, दैट्स इट. So she talks about him only. So to here, What is explained alone is the Anubhava, but that Anubhava, unfortunately, is not with, like any of the Vishayavastu with Lakshanas. Therefore, the language will not reach, the emotions will not reach. Therefore, it cannot be told, but it is experienced. Like Sachidananda Adi, the definitions of Atma, here also Purva Pakshi is asking, or Guru himself is feeling this may be a question in the disciple, he is answering. What is he giving the answer? Hetus remoda, chitta utpatti not happened. That non happening or non birth of the chitta, how it looks like. Otherwise, in brackets, non birth of chitta is equal to chit conscious self, which is the goal. That is the question. That's the answer. Answer is direct. Animittasya chittasya yanutpattis samadvaya ajatasyaiva sarvasya chitta drishyam hitadyataha. So, animittasya chittasya ya anutpattihi. The non-bornness of the chitta, because for the birth of chitta, some nimitta is there, that nimitta is not there, removed. When the nimitta of the three hetus removed, then the naimittika, the chitta formation has not happened. That sthiti is like what? Is only two words. Sama and Advaya. Only two words. Bas itna samjho. You not worry too many. Sama means there is no Vishamata. What is Vishama? Grahya Grahaka Vishamata is not there. And that Grahya Grahaka Vishamata Rahita Samasthiti is always homogeneous. It is one without second. Therefore, Advaya. In that coming and going or like that 10 things are there, ऐसा नहीं होता. That the Advaya sthiti. There's no two things. Or you can say Advaya means the Dvaya of a Grahya Grahaka dissolved. Therefore, the Samasthiti is there. Like two ice blocks. Chota, bada, alag dikh rahe hain. But put both of them in water or allow them to melt. Is it not? They were Dvaya. But when they merged, they became one thing Advaya, second is Sama. So much Sama that now you can't separate the same ice blocks which were there earlier. We can never make it. That water which was A ice block 1, B1 and B2 blocks. You can't separate कि ये water वो है वो water ये है. Remember, that is actual the natural sthiti. Because of some condensation, some akara is given इसको बड़ा इसको छोटा, then we call as ice block, big ice block, small ice block. That is rectangular, is square. रूप नाम है क्या तत्व में? द्वैत है क्या एक तत्व में? विषमता है क्या तत्व में? नहीं है. Water is advaita rupanama rahita sama. But it is made into rupanama and made as dvaita, and there is a vishamata of comparison. Understand the ice block example? In the same way, entire Srushti, how much or solid it is only abhasa imagined by the chitta spandana because of the hetu. When the hetus are removed by some other sadhana, there is a beautiful experience. That experience is such, there is nothing other than me to be seen, and I am not anything other than the seer or seen. Seen, seer difference in it. That is what Advaita is. And the Advaita is sama, all pervading, homogeneous. देखो, when you go into the space in sky, in flight, left, right, आगे पीछे जहाँ भी देखो आकाश. This left, right, आगे पीछे are our words, which we were using when we were on the earth. But there, what is actual saying? Space and space and space alone. Wherever you put your eye, there is space. Even if you don't look at it, even then there is space. The all-pervadingness is called samatva. And like that, are there two things? No one. That's called advaya. But at the level of dvaya, they are different from each other. They are vishama from each other. The grahya, grahaka are different. These are all imagined only. In the reality, they become advaya, they become sama. So, animittasya chittasya ya anupattihi sa sama advaya. That is sama advaya sthiti. Think more, you will enter into the feeling of it. It can't be explained any way other than this way. So the dvaya of grahya grahaka are not there, And that grahya grahaka rahita advaita is sama sarvatara, ek hi hai. So the two ice blocks merged to become water. Water is advaya, water is sama. Ice blocks are dvaya, they are vishama. So grahya grahaka are dvaya, they are vishama. In that grahaka is me, grahaya is jagat. This grahaka me again goes to three places. Dreamer, waker, deep sleeper. At that time, the grahya for him are those three worlds. ये सब डिसॉल्व होता है एक में अनुभूति. Remember, that is reality. That is eternally there. That is the actual one always. But in the ignorance of that, all these not only came creating havoc. After saying so, ajatasya eva sarvasya. देखो, everything even earlier when it was seen as Vishama and all Advaita, all of that is superimposed on Ajata Atma only. Just like we saw in a second prakarana, such topic when it came, the seeing of the snake is happening on the rope only. Rope need not be born, always there, it never dies. On that, the snake is seen. Seeing is called as birth of it. Snake dies because when you discover the rope, the snake gone away. Whether you have seen nothing, whether you have seen rope or a snake or rope, your seeing is changing, but rope, is it changing? No, that is called ajatasya. Actually, what is there is always that only. What is the strongest point said in this shloka is, it is not that through all your sadhana meditation, you are getting something new which is never there. Which was never there. ऐसा नहीं है. It is ever there. We are like, when you do the Venkateshwara Suprabhatam, it is not your Suprabhatam is awakening Venkateshwara. Venkateshwara cannot be awakened because he never sleeps. He is Chaitanyam. Chaitanya ko nidra kaha hoga? Bewakoof. What is the meaning of Venkateshwara Suprabhatam? Is I am awakening to his presence because I slept. But we call him Melko Auto Bhagavan Uttishta. He says, when did I sleep, Pagal? In the same way, the tattva, whether you know it or not, whether you know it one without second or in multiple form, it is sama and advaya only. That which is always there, that only. That's the example. You are not creating a rope by removing the snake. Rope is ever there. By knowing the garland or any necklace in the neck, we are not creating the necklace. It is always there. It was not seen, it is seen, that's it. Is it not? Remember about this thought. Otherwise, क्या होगा कि the आत्म ज्ञान becomes a phala of some karma. That sadhana karma किया, इसलिए उसे फल आया. But what is the rule in the karma kshetra? Anything which is phala of the karma ends because karma itself is temporary. Temporary cannot give the permanent result. Akruta krutena nasti. We already studied now. Therefore, Atma Jnana also becomes a result of karma. Then the karma ends, that also goes. Again, you are back to Bandhanam. Then Yadgatva Nanivartante, all these Upanishad statements become refuted. We can't accept it. Then how then it is possible? Only in one condition, that we are not creating a new self. We are not bringing a new self. Self is eternally there. We are realizing it. That's it. That is what? Here ajatasya eva sarvasya. Everything is every time ajata only. But what happened at the time of bandhanam? Chitta drusyam hi tatu. Okay? Four things you remember. Four only. One is ekameva advayam param brahma. Clear? That is absolute truth. Second is what? Hetu kruta chitta drushya rupa jagat. Three types of dharma, hetus are there, no? Uttamada, madhyama, dharma. Because of those hetus, those are all vasanas and all. Chitta is utpanna and chitta ke drushya hai sab. Like on the screen, the cinema is drushya. Drushya of what? One drushya is I am the darshaka, it is drushya to me. Another is what? On the screen it is projected. Screen nahi hai, so you can never see movie. Please remember, you may be a seer one way, but without this base substratum support, screen movie cannot be projected. बिना project movie का बिना screen का किधर जाएगा वो projecting rays? In the same way, chitta drishyam means what? This entire world is chitta spandana se dikhne. Drishyam means drishyam, vision, seen. See, drashta drishyam relation is different. I am drashta versus drishya. But there is another way of saying दृश्य means a picture. कितना बढ़िया दृश्य है वो कहते हैं. दृश्य का दृष्टा होता है, वो कैलकुलेशन अलग है. दृश्य मीन्स विजन, सीनरी, प्राकृतिक दृश्य. इतना बढ़िया है द नेचुरल सीन. सो हियर आल्सो द एंटायर वर्ल्ड इज दृश्यम बिकॉज चित्त स्पंदन के कारण. That drishya is always, remember, abhasa. How much ever real the movie look like, it is abhasa. So too, how much ever the world looks like real, it is abhasa. Abhasa has no base in that, no substratum in that, but it looks like. Why it happens? Because of spandana of chitta. What is the chitta karana? These three things. So these three things are not there, chitta is not there, then drishyas are not there. Clear? Now all of that is happening because of not knowing the truth, the Paramatma himself. Not knowing, not being of Paramatma. Paramatma is always there. So what he says here, Ajatasya eva sarvasya chitta drishyami tadyataha. Means what is always is that Ajata Brahma only. Substratum. Always. But because the hetus, the chitta came, चित्त दृश्य के रूप में जगत दिख रहा है, एक्चुअली नहीं है. अजाता is the important word. Let us see what is said in the Bhashya. Now, this is a Bhashyam, I tell you. If I can explain, I can be given an award. If you can understand it, that award I will give you, which will ward off all confusions. Very beautiful, very twisting shloka, very sublime commentary. I may have to tell it 10 times, इधर से इधर घुमाकर पहली बार कोशिश करता हूँ. If you are able to catch it one time, you are the highest people, even if I can convey. Now, first sloka ka literal meaning. What is literal meaning sloka? Ajatasya chittasya ya anutpatti sama advaya. The chitta which is having no karana, animittasya chittasya, sorry. Animittasya chittasya ya anutpatti sa sama advaya. So that chitta which has no nimitta, because nimittas are removed by karma yoga, bhakti yoga and all. So when the nimittas or the causes have gone away, animittasya chittasya, understood? Ya anutpatti. Nimitta nahi hai to utpatti nahi hai na. Because in the earlier shloka, the last line was hetu abhave phalam kutaha. If the hetu nahi hai, the phal nahi hoga. If you don't put the seed, plant won't come. If the plant is not there, flower will not come. Without the flower, fruit will not come. So animittasya chittasya ya anutpatti. That is the sentence lokana. That chitta which is unborn because there is no nimitta for it. That chitta which is unborn because there is no reason for it, nimitta for it, looks like what? Sama advaya. The experience is samata advaita. You can't put it in words other than these two words. That he is explaining. But why that animittata of the chitta happened, which was already discussed in last two slokas, but here the Karikakara did not mention, so Bhashyakara is adding it and explaining. That's the meaning. चित्त का अनियमितता क्या है पहले एक्सप्लेन करके ऐसे अनियमित चित्त का अनुत्पत्ति अज साम अद्वय है. दिस हाउ ही इज गोइंग टू कंप्लीट सेंटेंस लाइक परमार्थ दर्शनेन by the vision of the absolute truth. What happened because of that? Nirasta dharma dharmakya utpatti nimittasya. Dharma adharma नामक उत्पत्ति का निमित्त जो है वो चला गया. निरस्त मीन्स गया है. Because when the paramaartha darshana happens, the dharma adharma dharma mishranam. Dharma takes to the devaloka. Adharma takes to the Pashu Pakshad Loka. Dharma Dharma Mishrana brings to the Jiva Loka or Manushya Loka. That's what I already said. Therefore, because of the Paramatma Darshanam, these three have gone away. That gone away is stated in the beginning. What is that? Nirastha. Having seen Paramartha, this has gone away. What? Dharma Dharma Kya Utpatti Nimittaha. That which is the Nimitta for the Utpatti of the Chitta. What is that? Dharma Dharma, Naam jiska hai, Akhya mein Naam. The Dharma Adharma named, which is a cause for the Chitta's birth, is Nirasta, removed. Why? Paramartha Darshanena. Because in the Paramartha Darshana, it will not be there. So what happened? Paramartha Darshana happened. Then Chitta ka nimitta wala Dharma Adharma Akhya ka Nirasta ho gaya. It has gone away. Therefore, what happened now? Fulfilled the sentence. For what? Animitta Chitta. So चित्त बनने का निमित्त धर्म अधर्माख्य निकल गया. Why? Because परमार्थ दर्शन हो गया. So परमार्थ दर्शनेन निरस्त धर्माधर्माख्य उत्पत्ति निमित्तस्य ऐसे अनिमित्तस्य चित्तस्य of that chitta which therefore has no such nimitta mokshakya ya anutpatti. So chittasi ya anutpatti. What is anutpatti here? Not again, that's why I said anutpatti is unbornness of the chitta. Now that unbornness of the chitta called as anutpatti of the chitta used by Karikakara is commented by Bhashyakara as moksha. That means what? Chitta ka utpatti hi bandhan hai. Because the chitta comes, it does spandana and the whole grahya grahaka jagat is created, we are bound. Therefore, moksha is not getting the self. Moksha is removing this bandhana of chitta. Chitta removed, then chitta always there. That's what he is conveying now in this shloka. So, ya, see, animittasya chittasya, ya mokshakya anutpatti. Sa, that one, listen carefully. Sarvada sarvavastasu sama. Sarvada sarvavastasu sama means what? It was never disturbed or touched by ignorance, and ignorance created, or chitta and chitta created these three avasthas of Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti. Like when the fire, water, air and wind are there or not there, is there any farak difference in the space? You understand this? Space was ever there. As it was there every time. Space can be a fit example. It is Advaya and Sama always. Always. Whether in the space, lot of dust is there, lot of clouds are there carrying the water, or a blazing fire is there. Because our drishti is on these things, the space was not felt by us. Space was not felt is different from space is absent. Was the space absent or it was not felt? It was not felt only, it was never absent. Therefore, sama advaya का अर्थ क्या कह रहे हैं? सर्वावस्थासु सर्वदा सर्वदा सर्वावस्थासु sama. Sama means nirvishesha, means advaya cha. It is always there without going through any change in it because of any avasthas. सब अवस्थाओं में हमेशा है, जैसा का वैसा है, ऐसा वाला एक ही है. It is always there, always in the same way it is there. Such thing is not two, one without second. Sama nirvishesha advaya means what? This much. Purvamapi ajatasya eva anutpannasya chittasya sarvasya advayasya iti artha. Means what? When the chitta gone away, then the advaya atma got prakata. Nana, or created. No. Even when the chitta was alive with its hetus, that time also Brahman is always there. He has to be there. So it is not that snake went away, then the rope came. Anna? Then the snake was there, the rope went away somewhere else. ऐसा ही क्या? No. Whether you have seen nothing or whether you have seen the snake and with somebody's guidance, you have seen the rope. You are changing your dushti, but rope is always rope. In the same way, through all sadhana, we are not creating a non existing condition of Advaya Sama self. Then the Advaya Sama Atma was there even when you had Chitta, when you are a Samsari, when you are a Jiva. Always wo hai hi. They don't imagine that it is created in the removal of it. It is non-contradictory to the presence of all. That's why even after Jivan Mukti, the Jivas or the Jivan Muktas will use the Upadhis. What is the meaning of it? The meaning of it is what? The presence or absence of Upadhi will not make anything to Paramatma Tattva. When the Upadhis are there and you are identified with them, you are not able to see the Atma which is ever there. When the upadhis are kept aside, Atma is not created. It is ever there, you have seen it. Having seen Paramatma, again when we are living through Upadhi, expressing through Upadhi, Paramatma word doesn't go. It was always there. Like the sun never comes and goes because of the arrival and departure of the clouds. तो clouds आ गए, सूर्य चला गया, cloud चला गया, सूर्य आ गया, ऐसा नहीं होता. सूर्य हमेशा है. When the clouds come, you are clouded from the vision. When the clouds go away, your vision is clear. Not the sun came and went away. In the same way, in the Ajnana Dasha, because of these three hetus, when the Chitta was created Chitta did Spandana, Spandita Chitta gave the Abhasa of the Grahana Grahaka. When all this drama is happening, what happened to the Atma Vastu? It was ever there. At the sadhana kala, what happened to Atmavastu? It is ever there. When the siddhi happens in which you experience it, it is the same. That is what you have to catch. पहले जो था उसी का आप अनुभव कर रहे हैं, नया निर्माण नहीं हो रहा. Because the Dvaitin will ask a question. If your Atma is raised with the sadhana, that means earlier he was not there, he is created sadhana. So when you stop sadhana, Atma goes away. So that is temporary. No, no, no. Our Advaita Vedanta, it is called as Praptasya Prapti. It is obtaining of already obtained. And I told you 7-8 days back, if you remember, that which is lost because of ignorance is never lost. That which is gained with knowledge is never gained. Example of this. It is ever there but went away backside. So it looks like lost. That lost is because of the ignorance. Therefore, actually it was not lost. Somebody told you, आपके गले में ही है माला. So you have seen or gained the knowledge. Because the knowledge gained, it is not gained because it is already there. But whatever is gained through karma being limited, the result also goes away. That is samsara. So, yasmat prag api vijnanat. That's what I said. Even before you realize it is a rope, chitta drishyam tat dvayam janmacha. Means what? The dvayam and janma of the dvaya is only chitta drishya. It's only a drama. It's like, it's not that the movie stopped, then the screen got born. Before movie started also it was there यार. तुम जितना भी प्रोजेक्शन कर रहे हो वो तुम स्क्रीन के ऊपर कर रहे हो और स्क्रीन को कुछ भी टच नहीं कर रहा हो. It is not doing any ball be banka of the screen. And when the cinema goes away, the screen doesn't feel all projection on me gone away. Now I am relaxed. No, it is always Sama and Advaya. That is the meaning you have to catch. Reality is always there. Unreal is projected only on that. What is to be done? What is done now? Projected is taken as real, real is forgotten. What is to be done? Projection is taken as projection, real is taken as real, then projection also has to be understood as unreal. Then real alone is always real. That is Ekameva Advayam Brahma. But at this moment, even after listening for so many months, still for us, Brahma is doubtful and vague, and the entire Jagat of Dvandva is so pakka, real, substantial. So that many vasanas, that much of truthness about the world, still our antakarana has got. Therefore, how many months and years we have to contemplate and remove all this notional reality given to the world, we have to do. This we have to. This is what for we have to definitely go away from the world and activities at least for few janmas or at least one janma, some decades, and in that only we wipe out all these and recognize self. When you recognize self and look from there, it was never there, that is understood. देखो ये भ्रांति को निकालने के लिए एकांत में जाकर विचारण करना पड़ता है. If we don't go for the ekanta contemplation, then we are not operating on the operatable inner antakarana, in which the entire world is imagined and taken as real, and some sambandha established and samsara is created. As long as we are in the world, we are forced to take the world as real by responding to it. Then you can never avoid it. That's why going to the ekanta, vivikta sthana, not once in a while, for some decades, because that much of time is required first to stabilize the mind, withdraw the mind, remove the causes for the mind, called as these three hetus. Then we will see that the chitta nahi hai, chitta krita grahana grahak nahi hai, जो था हमेशा वो एक ही ब्रह्म है, वो मैं हूं. That अनुभव will come. It's like when you are in movie theater. For those 10 hours, you are really going through all the emotions of the movie. How long? So long you are inside the theater. The moment you come out, slowly, actually आंखों के सामने देखना खत्म हो गया. From the mind also, after some discussion, if your house is 20 kilometers away, you are traveling in the auto, it takes 1 hour, half an hour. In that time, you will discuss in the auto. In the beginning, straight away, what a movie, what a wonderful thing, what a scene, everything excellent, hero was good. Dheere, dheere, within 15 minutes, all discussion of story ends away. Then you will forget and auto वाले पैसे देके घर जाके खाना खा के सोते हैं. But in the theater, it was real. You left the theater. If you continued cinemas one after the other, then you will never be able to come out of the theater to visualize another vision where this is unreal. In the same way, as long as in your vyavahara, to do vyavahara, upadhis are required, and upadhis won't function without your identification with them. Then forcefully we are made as jiva. No chance. Whether that karma is punya karma, sat karma, dharma karma, upasana, kuch bhi kaho, you are caught up at upadhi level. Your chitta is always in spandana and creating the bhranti or abhasa, and you are reliving in the avasa, reveling in the avasa as if it is real. That's why ekante sukamasetam paratare cheta samadhiyatam purnatma susamikshataam idam jagatat baditam dusyatam. Very beautiful fifth mantra of sadhana panchakam. We'll be uploading it. Of course, it's in Telugu. English also कहीं किया होगा हमने, देखेंगे. So, what is the load of this shloka is when the hetus are removed, chitta is anutpanna. When the chitta is anutpanna, that is a moksha from the chitta. The anuma of the moksha of that state is called sama advaya. Which is sama advaya? Not created condition because removal of chitta, but when the chitta was there, when the spandana of the chitta was there, when the avasas were created, all those times this was as it is intact. So nothing new is created. Which came, which went away, and which was always there is always there. What came was projection, what went away was projection. Projection came because of hetus gone away, so projection went away. That's the sadhana. So in the sadhana, we are removing the cause of projection called hetus. Then the hetu cause is removed, the hetu is gone away. Sorry, the hetus are removed, then the effect or projection is gone away. What is always there is experienced. So, what is the crux of it? I, on the seat of meditation, am going to experience myself, which is there, which is always there, which is always there, the same, which is one without second. Then, what is all the prakriya of meditation, contemplation, and all? Only removing the hetu. Of what? Chitta. Which is doing what? Spandana. After which, what is happening? Avasa created. So through vicharana, jnana, The Ajnana Vasanas, some Vasanas go through Prarabdha and all. Many of them get burnt in the Jnanam only. Jnana Agni Dagda Karmana. Remember, only Prarabdha will be left till this body dies. But in the awakening of Jnanam, all Sanchita Karma get burnt. That Jnanam, when you do deeply contemplating Chitta. When through the contemplation on the meditation seat, when the all the Sanchita Karmas burnt, then Chitta is not there to imagine about the world through Spandana. Then somewhere the Surya comes, yeah, Surya ki tarah Paramatma aate hain. Nahi, is already there. We will realize it. आप ऑलरेडी वो हो, आपको वो इंतजार नहीं करने के लिए उसको आने के लिए. You understand this point? We are not waiting for the Atma to come from somewhere. We are already that Sama Advaya Atma. Only we are removing the Phala by removing the Hetu. What is the Phala? Grahya Grahaka. Hetu for it what? Chitta Spandana. What is the Hetu for Chitta and Spandana? The Dharma Dharma. These three that we are removing. And how do the Dharma Dharma Hetu go away? Dharma Dharma Hetu Rahita Paramartha दर्शन जब होता है तभी. See, I tell you a very funny example. Whether the example fits or not, I don't know. When your vessel is full of the marks because you have heated or boiled milk in that. Okay, now you have to wash it. Now you take a scrubber and soap and apply and start doing scrubbing. Remember that. As long as the mila is there or dirt, you scrub. 70% mila is there, 30 gone. So 30% scrubbing work is ever, 70 still remaining. 30% mila is there, dirt. So your 70% work is over, 30 is there. So you observe that last moment of scrubbing and last moment of removal of the dirt, they go together. In the same way, in the contemplation of the self also is we are nearing to, as the nearing to the self happens, so too removal of dharma dharma happens. So too, as the dharma dharma are removed, so near to the self we go. Now, once the dirt is removed, ragad ke, but still soap is there, you wash it with the water. Now, till the soapness is there, you go on putting on the tap and keep on wash with the hand or whatever. So, last feeling of the soapness going, tab tak you keep on washing with the water. Little bit you see that bubbles coming, you know still soap is there. तो उस जगह पे फिर हाथ लगा के साफ करते हो. So, when will you put off the tap? That time when the last soap feeling is gone. When will be the soap feeling go away? When the last drop of water is over. हो गया? Same way. Then you take a cloth to wipe it. That's the traditional way. Wipe करके रखो अच्छी तरह अलमीरा में वगैरह क्लोज्ड में कोई डस्ट वस्ट नहीं आएगा. Then you take a dry cloth. How long you dry it up? You will clean it with the cloth till the last wetness goes away. Why I am giving this example, which you do daily? Same way, in the contemplation. No, see, in all this process, what is done with the original natural cleanliness of the vessel? You are not creating the cleanliness of vessel. Vessel is always clean. On that there was a dirt. You removed dirt. You cleaned the dirt. You never created the neatness of the vessel because vessel is always neat. That's how in the shop, even it was a 10 years, it is always like that only. आपके घर में भी ऊपर कितने सारे बर्तन रखे रहते हैं क्योंकि that is their natural state. But when you have started using it, gathered dust. So that dirt gathered on that is not original. And all our effort is to remove that, not to create the cleanliness of the vessel. Vessel is always clean. So too, the cloth is always clean. By washing it, you remove the dirt. So too, self is always advayam sama. What we do in contemplation is remove this dirt of chitta, spandana, grahya grahakatva. How do you do the removal of chitta and spandana graha grahakatva? By removing hetus of dharma dharma. How the dharma dharma hetus are removed? By two way. One, knowing that the dharma dharmakya give us that phala which is temporary. Second, beyond dharma dharma hetu and phala, there is permanent atma anubhava, mukti giving is there. With this conviction, we try to reach towards that atma. That is one way of removing these hetus. Second is by rejecting these hetus, we go near to the Atma. How do we reject it? Because it is going to give me temporary binding result. When this for long time done up, we can see both happening. What that? Really Atma conviction happens, Hetu Phala meaninglessness happens. That means we are nearing towards the self, going away from the Hetu Phala. When the Hetu, all this Dharma Hetu goes away, then this side the Atma is realized. Dharma is the Hetu for the Chitta. Chitta gone, Spandana gone, as well as the Grahya Grahaka gone. All this is drama. In reality, none of them are there. Wrong, like in reality, person is like that. But to play the drama on the stage, he puts all the ornaments, dresses, cosmetics. These are all drama. Once he goes out of the stage into a green room, सब निकाल के धोके धोलकी पहन के he'll become normal. Every person when he goes to the office, it's a drama. He suit, boot, coat. If he goes to police station as a police inspector, whatever, the dress वगैरह सब ड्रामा है. वो रियल नहीं है. रियल है तो घर में भी वही होना चाहिए. सांप फेंक के लटका के he just is relaxed. In the same way, the dharma के हेतु तत्फल चित्त spandana nirmit creating the grahya grahaka, all drama. We are caught up in drama and it is always tiring, exhausting. So that's why you see one thing, how much more beautifully a person is acting and getting claps. Even people temporarily say कि मैं चाहता हूँ कि ऐसे नाटक चलता रहे. Even the artist also feels कि मेरे को और 3 घंटे देने से मैं तो और भी करता था. Even though all these outer talking is opening, inside both of them want only one thing, कि ड्रामा खत्म हो जाए. Is it not? Don't you feel inside now, class is very good, but still it should end? I also feel so. Because speaking is not natural, it is drama. Non speaking is natural. So, to listening is not original. Non listening is original. So, everyone wants to withdraw from listening and speaking. Then only there is a peace. While drama, it may be a wonderful thing. That's different. In the same way, through all sadhanas, we are removing the costumes and stopping all nataka of being a jiva or deha adi, becoming jiva and deha adi, going back to our real being. All these you keep in mind. It will help when we go deeper in contemplation. Because after going to some level, confusion hota hai, kya hai? Then we have to come back and ask a guru. A guru in the beginning only saying you will reach to experience of sama and advaya, and it was never absent. It was always there, even when you were in the stage of bondage. Like even when you are in dream with all dream horrible experience, you are always waker only, waker mind only. On that only dream world is projected. On that only dream mind is projected. Then only I am able to tell कि ये सारा मेरा सपना था. मेरा का मतलब किसका? जो पहले था, जो अब है. पहले था, अब है के बीच में कहाँ आया, फिर मेरे ऊपर आया. मतलब मैं हमेशा था. That is the meaning. Now, very, very important is tasmat ajatasya sarvasya sarvada chittasya sama advayavya anutpattihi. So, tasmat sarvada means always, ajatasya which is unborn, sarvasya which is all pervading. Of that only चित्तस्य समा अद्वया एवं अनुत्पत्ति ही समा अद्वया अनुत्पत्ति ऑफ द चित्त जो कहा वो ऊपर जो है व्हाट इज सेड इन द कारिका इज चित्तस्य समा अद्वया अनुत्पत्ति. उसको भाष्यकार कैसे एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं? अजातस्य सर्वस्य सर्वदा. अजातस्य अनबॉर्न, सर्वस्य ऑल परवेडिंग, सर्वदा ऑल द टाइम. व्हाट इज दैट? I can't say it's Brahma because Brahma, any word already million times spoken. That is an experience, the liberated experience. So only two things you understand. Through the sadhana, when we remove the chitta become anutpanna, then that experience is called as sama and advaya. The sama advaya itself is already existing, ajata sarva and then sarvada. So this ajata unborn, sarva all pervading, sarvada every time existing, parabrahma हमेशा वही है. That is the experience you get when chitta anutpatti happens or chitta utpatti stops. That here called as sama advaya. So these are the 5 6 words we have to understand. Chitta se anuspatti, then advaya and sama. That itself is sarvada, sarvasya and ajatasya. So all these appear to be ambiguous words because we are always in the substantially seen rupa nama. And we are habituated to think about these, and it is giving a comfort, effortlessness, and we are into this. But these are the subtle ideas, subtle concepts. They appear to be so vague. Like children when they enter new academic year, the new chapters start, suddenly introduced. Appears to be very vague because they are not familiar with that. But as 10, 12 days pass by, then they understand, oh, this is the meaning of the calculus, or this is the trigonometry. These are all new. First time जब introduce करते हैं परेशानी होती है उनको. For every child in the beginning, when he was in the play school, how enjoying is suddenly A, B, C, D, please write, learn. वो कहते क्या को मैं इतना खुश हूँ, why are you troubling me? He looks like that only. For him, it appears to be impossible, unwanted. But as he is learning, then he knows. Let us put together our words, words put together sentences, words, sentences put together are the bhava. That's how the communication. Without communication, we cannot be alive. ये later on पता चलेगा. But शुरुआत में he was busy in playing. So too we are busy in the concrete substantial रूप नाम. इंद्रियों का व्यापार में हम बिजी है. आदत हो गया, इसलिए इसी में हमको मजा भी आ रहा है और आसान भी है. These subtle concepts, as we were talking, the words appear to be absurd only, meaningless only, non-understandable. All these words. What is what? Anidmittasya chittasya ya anutpattihi sa sarvada advayah sama. Now Bhashyakar adds some more. That is always ajatasya sarvasya sarvada anutpatti sama advaya. ये क्या बोल रहे हो बाबा, ऐसे लगता है. But when you use the intellect, slowly one by one understand. Like Vishama and Sama. Vishama is two-ness. Sama is oneness. Absence of this manyness. Vishama is manyness. Absence of manyness is Sama. So to presence of Dvaya of Grahya Grahaka is Dvaya. Presence of the Grahya Grahaka is Dvaya. Then both are resolved in one is called Advaya Sthiti. In the same way, Ajatasya means one. That which is not there is manifested, it's called born. That which is eternally there need not be born, no? So Ajata means always which is there. Always is equal to Sarvada and Sarvatra. That gives an expansion to our intellect to feel something to begin with. And that will become stronger when you try to understand it in contrast with the opposite of those things in the form of world. Like world. World is Jata, that is Ajata. This is called Vishama, that is Sama. This is Dvaya, that is Advaya. This is not Sarvada, that is Sarvada. Is not Sarvatra, that is Sarvatra. देखो, थोड़ा जगत को देखकर जगत के आधार पे उन चीजों उस चीज को भी हम मान सकते, समझ सकते. And this is how the way our faith in the presence of that only experienceable, no other way explainable truth we will develop in us. Faith in the presence of that. And I am that. But today I am very comfortably, luxuriously living the life at the level of the Hindriyadi, though it is giving the fear of death, fear of old age, fear of diseases, fear of accidents. Because of this getting caught up, we are not able to think about. Like the youngster fully busy in TV, cell phone and all, playing cricket and all, he'll never understand the importance of study, knowledge, job, profession, salary, name and fame, etc. आप सब लोग भी, if you're busy in your own लौकिक व्यवहार, you will never understand greatness of Upanishad, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita इत्यादि. You just kept it aside, then you are understanding glory of it. So to conclude is that which is ajata, which is sarvada, sarvatra, which is called as Brahma, Atma, Parabrahma, of that you will experience as yourself. That in the Upanishad is called as Sama and Advaya. That condition is ever there. You awaken to that when the obstruction of that is removed. The obstruction of that is Grahana Grahaka. Where from Grahana Grahaka came? From Chitta Spandana. Where from Chitta and Spandana came? Because of Nimitta. Therefore, when the Nimittas are removed, Chitta removed, Spandana removed, Grahana Grahaka, Dvaya is removed, therefore Advayata experienced, Grahana Grahaka Vishava removed, therefore Samata experienced. So that Sama Advaya itself in other language is called as Sarvada, Sarvatra and Ajato. That is the whole topic of this Gaudapadaji. He is Ajatavadi. Everywhere I told you the example of cleaning your own floor house में. You are cleaning the floor हम कहते हैं, but floor is always clean. Floor is appearing to be dirty, but the dirt, you are removing the dirt. Then the existing cleanness is already seen. So to Atma is always there. On that this dirt of these things are there. Grahya Grahaka kaho, Uttamada Madhyama Dharma kaho, Chitta kaho, Chitta Spandana kaho, they're all interrelated. Vasanaya kaho, they're all uncalled for. But out of laziness, we allowed the dust to be there at home. उसी के ऊपर सोते हैं हम. उसके कारण खांसी बीमारी भी होती है. One day you become a little active and wipe the house. Same way, a type of tamas and in us don't make us become sadhaka. Once you get into Rajoguna, you slowly start cleaning it, the inner dirt. Then ever remaining cleanliness of me, the Dvaya, Ajata, Sama, Ekaswarupa, Sarvaga, Sarvatra Atma, I experience it. Now these are all when we have Guru Bhakti, Guru Shraddha, His grace when it comes na, at that very high level of devotion, surrender, the meaning of these things we feel in the beginning. Then we understand. Then we do sadhana and experience it. Like what I am feeling while explaining this, I can't convey it to you. Only if you come to that level of devotion to Guru Tattva, you will also feel the same. At this level, we try to struggle to understand meaning of the words. But through the meaning of words, some state of being is conveyed. Catching that is called Shravana. Conveying that is called Pravachana. Sometimes Vakta does the conveying, but the Shrota, if he is not tuned, he can't catch it. So while saying to you what I am feeling, I am that cell which is eternally there. Paka. It has never changed. It is need not be brought anywhere. It is unborn, unmodifying, undying. It is everywhere there. It is every time is there. It is one without second. It is homogeneous. These are all the words I am attributing to it. In contrast with the contrast experiences of the world which I am having. इस दृष्टि से उसको कह रहे हैं. तो यहाँ विषमता है, दैट इज सम. यहाँ जाति है, जन्म, वहाँ जन्म नहीं. यहाँ मरण है, वहाँ मरण नहीं. यहाँ द्वय है, वहाँ अद्वय. तो इन सबको नकारने के लिए ये शब्द उसके लिए यूज किए जा रहे हैं. एंड आई एम ऑलरेडी दैट. बट दैट इज बीइंग as if hidden or covered, just like clouds hide or cover Surya. When the wind comes and clouds go away, so the wind of grace of Guru comes and our sadhana, then the clouds of entire drama goes away. Ever existing Atma, like ever existing Surya, we experience. Like I'm waker, but in between, when I wanted to go for sleep, dream came. In the dream, I went through all experience. When we wake up, only that in between drama gone away. Really, I'm waker. In the same way, waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, all these are coming and going on my essential self. I am that self on whom these three are coming and going. Even though these three are coming and going, no change is happening in him. He is eternally the same. That is the main point conveyed here. So when we transcend these three avasthas, we are going to experience a new self. Self alone was there, which was always, that was hidden because of your these three avasthas. When you have removed the obstruction, what was there, that only you are experiencing. सो ये अजात अमृत आत्मा हमेशा था है रहेगा. उसके ऊपर ये सब आए हैं, बंधन के कर रहे हैं हमको. थ्रू द नॉलेज साधना, व्हेन वी रिमूव देम, वी बिकम दैट. That's why at the highest Vedanta level, as I told you, at the Samishti level, the Ishvara, Hiranyagarbha, Virat Rupa. In the Vesti level, the Prajna, Tejas and Vishwa, like that so many Prajna, Tejas and Vishwa, all of them are not at all there in Parabrahma. He is one without second. When you apprehend him like that, then you are one realized, Mukto. Not done, then you will see the multiplicity and we give reality and we run behind it with all the attachments, etc. And if any of the attachment and sukha coming from attachment is real, it should have continued. Nothing continues. Mind you, some people leave us and go away. In a temporary vision, we think that they left us and gone away. I tell you a fact, if they don't leave and go, one day you only will leave and go away. Because no two people can be together for a long time. As Jiva and Deha or Ahankara or Vyaktitva. Yeah. Like today you left me and go. If you don't leave me, one day I will leave you and go. Because you and I cannot be together. As Dehendriya Manobuddhyadi Jiva. Only in the Atma Drushti we are one. It's a very blunt, bitter fact. Like, when somebody cries, your husband died or wife died, क्या होगा? If he is alive, you will die. फर्क क्या है? He died because he can't live without you. That much love he has got and stamina to live. You have stamina, he doesn't have stamina. You have stamina, देखो भगवान उनको पहले. These are all emotional answers. ये सब थोड़ा मन को satisfy करने के लिए. Fact is, he died, that's it. Tomorrow one day, gata soon and agata soon. And somebody, husband or mother, course, died. After some years, when we die, and same bus in the Sukshma Sharira we are traveling, you look at him, he look at you. कौन है पता ही नहीं चलता. How Swami? Because what I taught yesterday, that only we forget today. How can you remember all? Why Bhagavan gives forgetfulness is only to say it's not worthy of remembering. When it's not worthy of remembering, then how is it worthy of valuing? ये मत स्मृति ज्ञान अपहनंच. कोई चीज भूल गए का अर्थ क्या हुआ? और याद करने का लायक नहीं हो. फिर क्या है याद करने के लायक? सिर्फ आत्मा ही. फिर उसी का याद करो बस, बाकी सब आता ही जाता है. Anyway, this is how the Vedantic thinking, what we are doing, Vedantic thinking, but not erratic. Baseless nahi hai. We are on the basis of the Shastra, on the basis of the great experienced saint Shankara and Gaudapada. In their line, we are thinking. So we are saved, we are protected. Our Vedanta is not, anybody talks Vedanta on the world, unauthentic. कोई ऑटो वाले को कहो, वो भी कहेगा कुछ ना कुछ. टैक्सी वाला. In India, everybody Vedanta. You try your children. 10, 15 years, they tell you Vedanta better than you. Because the food here which they are taking, in that so many Rishi Munis have put Vedanta. So, but they don't have the authority, logic. So, but we are studying with logic and authentic. Clear? Now, this is what mantra we have seen. Now, Yathoktena Nyayena, because all earlier explanations, logics, Janma Nimittasya Dvayasya Abhavat. So, because of the absence is not there, absence is there of the Dvaita along with its cause. Beautiful sloka. Buddhva animittatam satyam hetum prutak anapnuvanna vita shokam tatha akamam abhayam padamasnute बुद्ध्वा अनिमित्ततां सत्यां हेतुं पृथक् अनवाप्नुवन् वीतशोकं तथा अकामम् अभयं पदम् अश्नुते. Those are very high level, very deep. Only when you have deep devotion to Guru and God, in the flow of which all the attachments to ego, dehadi, toward the people, toward the bhoga goes away, in that pure, immaculate heart, which is free from impurity and filled with the purity of devotion and shraddha, these things will enter. What are there in these shlokas? Very high level. Here, extra pains Karikakara has taken to give all the detail, which are just left in other Upanishads and other explanations by other gurus, saying that वहाँ पहुँच जाएंगे तो उनको पता ही चलेगा. क्यों बताओ मैं? है ना? Many times they say वहाँ जाओ तुमको खुद पता चलता है. बेचारा उस ambiguity से जाता है. हालांकि after reaching there he will know everything. But there are some guides who say exactly one to one point, this much distance, this is the thing, that is, they in every minute details they say. Karika Kara's glory is in every minute detail he is saying. That is his kindness. Bhashyakara is adding his great Bhashya, Sone Pe Suhaga, it is our wonderful. I tell you, I am reveling in these slokas and in the Bhashya, but not having all vocabulary to say. But at least 10% we are saying, not zero. Huh? Thoda to. So he says, therefore, Buddha animittatam satyam. Buddha means awakened to that state where the nimitta is not there. Animittatam satyam Buddha means the nimitta is not there to that truth when you awaken. Nimitta is not there. That is a truth to that when you awaken. बुद्धवा अनिमित्तताम सत्या मीन्स निमित्त है ही नहीं है ऐसे स्थिति को एवॉल्व होकर. सेकंड, हेतुम पृथक अनाप्नुवन. आफ्टर दैट देयर इज नो हेतु बीइंग सीन. Not obtaining the hetu means absence of the hetu. What will the result? Vita shokam. There is no shoka. Tatha akamam. There is no desire. Therefore, abhayam. There is no fear. Padam ashnute. You will experience yourself being that. So this is called Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mamapashta Bhava Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhava Magata. Actually, it's the other way around. Bhava Jnana Tapasa Putaha Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Bhutva Madbhava Magataha. Fourth chapter, and it comes in second chapter also. Raga Dvesha Viktastu Vishayan Indreshcharan, or 2-3 places. This Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha comes in almost all Shastra. Gita Mai 2-3 बार आता है. So, without bhaya, without the shoka or the shoka, without kamana, there is a being, that liberated being state we experience, which is in our own self. And this thing, I think, some very intelligent person, who should be very intelligent, not like me, useless, dull-witted, can make an exhaustive analysis study and a PowerPoint presentation and can show to you. First, he should write all the points. Ajam, avikriyam, then avikari, then amarnam. Then the words, all that are mentioned here. Nimitta, then hetu, phala, then the words which are used here, then shoka, bhaya, kama, explain karna usko. Ek word. First word meaning, then the connection. What exactly happening in us? I being always the self, which is Ananda Swarupa Sarvayapaka. Now I am going through a dukkha sthiti and sthiti of bhaya and limitation. I being so, I am. Then how to eliminate this? How to achieve this? How it is explained in the connection of these words in this chart. If somebody can put it, it's a big task. It can be a useful thing for the entire beings of universe. Actually, in that way only Karika Kara has put. But we are not at that level of either Sanskrit Bhasha or Vedantic Vicharana. Therefore, it is becoming complicated. So, to make it simpler for we are saying ki if somebody can write it like that. Like Bhashyakara need not write Bhashya because mantras are self-evident. Evident. But we are not at the level of the mantras to understand. Therefore, Bhashyakara came. Even Bhashyakara's Bhashya we can't understand. There is a Vartikakara, Tikakara, Pada, Arthakara. ये सब आते हैं बाद में. So what I'm trying to say is these are the shlokas. That's how they say. And isme in these shlokas, instead of directly saying, the saying is always in the opposite manner. एब्सेंट मैनर देखो अनिमित्तता भूत्वा हेतुम अनाप्नुवन पीत शोक अकाम अभय all absence are talked, but it's a very good meaning it is. So animittatam buddha, awakening to the absence of nimitta. Then hetum puna avanapnuvan, they were reaching to a state of there is no hetu. Please remember nimitta are dharma dharmadi, three types. Hetu is chitta and its spandana. Then chitta and its spandana, which is the hetu, was because of the nimitta. So when you have awakened to the self, the nimitta gone. Nimitta gone, hetu gone. Now, because the hetu of chitta and its spandana and abhasa only, we have the shoka, bhaya, dukkha. Is it not? That spandana and spandana created abhasa has gone away. Therefore, shoka nahi hai. You can't have desire also, bhaya. First thing is desire. Because of the desire only, the bhaya comes in the beginning. Will it be fulfilled or not? Even it is fulfilled, it becomes shoka because that sukha will not be permanent. Shoka rahitya, kama rahitya, bhaya rahitya, anubhuti is called moksha sthiti. Is experienced when the hetu goes away. Hetu is chitta. Chitta hetu goes away when nimitta goes away. Nittar dharma kya. How the nimitta go away? Only when you buddhva, when you awaken to the self. What is the meaning of awakening to the self? In the beginning, at the end. In the beginning, awakening to the self is to know that there is a state of self where all these are not there, and that is state of liberation. And these are the abstractions for me not to experience it. This theoretical knowledge is called as awakening to the truth in the beginning. Actually, when you remove all these obstructions, then really you experience it self. That experience of the self at the end called as real awakening. So the theoretical awakening and experiential awakening in between practice. Therefore, buddha, this buddha is evam buddhehe param buddha samstabhya atmanam atmana. What is said in third chapter of Gita, last sloka? Same thing here says. So buddha means first study shastra, intellectually understand that there is a self which is unborn, undying, that is infinite, that is blissful, that is your state, and there only when you reach you become liberated. Point one. Two, that which is not allowing to awaken to that level is all this kachra. The grahya grahaka and uska hetu spandana, spandaka hetu chitta, chittaka hetu ye dharma dharmakya nimittas. Then what is to be done? Through all sadhana of karma, bhakti, jnana, ashtanga, remove all this dirt and dust. Then what you aimed at liberation, which we defined that it is in the experience of the self, to that you awaken. That is ever there. Even at the time of bondage also, that was always there, but it was covered. This is how this sloka becomes so important. Bhashyam we will see tomorrow. Abhutani viveshadhi sadushetat pravartate vastubhavam sabuddhvaiva nisangam minivartate nivrittasya pravruddhasya nischalaidasthehi vishesai buddhanam tatsami madmadvayam ajamanidраmaswapnam prabhatam bhavati swayam sakrudvibhato hi eva esha dharmo dhatus bhavatah सुगमाव्रियते नित्यं दुःखं विव्रियते सदा यस्य कस्य च धर्मस्य ग्रहेण भगवान् असौ अस्ति नास्ति अस्ति नास्ति इति नास्ति नास्ति दिवा पुनः चलस्थिरो भयाभावैरावृणोत्येव बालिशः कोट्यशतस्रेतास्तु ग्रहैर्यासां सदा आवृतः भगवान् आविरस्पृष्टेन दृष्टस्य सर्वदृको प्राप्य सर्वज्ञां कृत्स्नां ब्राह्मण्यं पदमद्वयम् अनापन्नादिमध्यान्तं किमतः परमीयते विप्राणमिनो ह्येष शमप्राकृतौ चेदमप्रकृतान्तत्वादेव विद्वान् शमं व्रजेतु सवस्तु सोपलम्बं च द्वयं लौकिकमिष्यते अवस्तु सोपलम्बं च शुद्धं लौकिकमिष्यते अवस्तनुपलम्बं च लोकोत्तरमिति स्मृतं ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं च विज्ञेयं सदा बुद्धैः प्रकीर्तितं ज्ञाने च त्रिविधे ज्ञेये क्रमेण वीते स्वयं सर्वज्ञताय सर्वत्र भवति महादियः हेयाज्ञेयाप्यवाक्यानि विज्ञेयान्यग्रयाणतः तेषामन्यत्र विज्ञेयात् उपलम्बस्तेषु स्मृतः प्रकृत्या काशज्ञेयाः सर्वे धर्मानादयः विद्यते नैनात्वं तेषां क्वचन किञ्चन. Om 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 Om. We have stopped our Shakti series, but some other series will start in 2-3 days if I find little more better. In this way, this very sublime Upanishad, almost up to 79th verse, we reached just 21 more. So, if at all you want to go to Ekanta, take this Upanishad and go and do deep study of it. And if at all sometime you don't find me, understand that I am lost in the study of Mandukya for my sake. Clear? Theory I will be able to explain to you, but I myself have to travel deep inside. ये अपने जीवन के लिए आधार बनाओ. देखो, in today all our classes, in Telugu class, we got the support of Namastaraya Namashambhave Chamave. In Upanishad also, we got this greatest theme as support. Holding on to this, let us evolve. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणेन श्रुतिमात्रे नमः मंडूकमहर्षे गौडवादाचार्यवर्याय आद्यशंकरद्गुरवे अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Upanishad class is over. We have Bhagavad Gita 14th chapter today. 5 more days, होली के दिन हो जाए.